an attack. Attack of the spotlight. Watching movies every night. Attack of the spotlight. Yeah. Attack of the spotlight. Attack of the spotlight. Stop the bad guys and get the girl. Rad superhero saving the world. Get scared, get scared. Fight for your life. Stay away from the psycho dude with the knife. Everything go wrong that can go wrong, and it's funny as hell, make us laugh so long. Fall in love and start a romance. Grab your partner for this heartfelt dance. Underdogs coming for the win. Exorcists make your head spin. There's wise Jedis and dirty Klingons racing so fast, boy, you better hang on. Head back to the future, back to the past. Don't let them rowdy punks karate your ass. Gang of thieves will heights of the century. Mother Nature's the star in a documentary. Sharks and more sharks, snakes and critters. Got bedroom eyes, baby, come hit her. Ride the planes, the trains, and the automobiles. Here comes Khan, man with a hell of a deal. Princesses and robots and toys come alive. Dinosaurs and zombies and top secret spies. Watching movies every night. Attack.
Welcome back to Attack of the Spotlight. It's been a little while since John and I were together doing a review, but here we are, and let's see what we got for you. I'm Kyle Pierson.
And I am John Horton, and today we are reviewing the film Nightmares Unleashed 2, Joseph's Revenge. We had received a special advanced screener copy of this, and we're going to talk about this interesting little film from Matthew Mark Hunter. Joseph's Revenge. Yes, there was a part one, and part one involves Joseph the Clown, who is in some kind of nightmare nether realm, and he is able to pull into his nightmare nether realm what could possibly be the love of his life, a young lady named Raven. It's up to her in the first one to try to escape this nightmare realm by fighting her way through various horror scenarios, familiar things to us horror fans. The sequel shows Joseph wrapping his nasty mitts around her again and pulling her back in, only this time, kids, she has a plan to stop Joseph once and for all. What'd you think of the movie, Kyle?
Well, first of all, I have to establish the fact that I did not see part one. I did watch the 9-minute recap that is on YouTube, so that caught me up. I don't think you need to see part one in order to see part two, so that does help. The recap is actually a perfect way to do it. You can just get right into it. However, it's probably better to watch the original going into the second one, because I will say that what I saw of part one looks like it moves directly into part two. I mean, it looks like they were actually shot at exactly the same time, because it looks like there's no difference going from part one to part two from what I see. Going into that, there's a bigger production value, at least it appears, than a lot of horror films that I've seen that have done any sort of crowd-funded work. When they go into these different realms, you can feel the different areas that they're in, especially Christmas. Christmas is Christmas everywhere. I don't know if they rented a mall that was already decorated for Christmas, or if they had to do all of that themselves. I don't know. It looks like everything was pre-done, but it looks really good. The sound is really good. So it gives you a better independent horror film feel than a lot of the independent horror films I've seen as of late. As far as being a horror movie goes, I didn't really feel that much like it was a horror. Yes, people are getting killed, but most of the time you don't actually see it happen. You see them about to stab somebody, and then you see them stabbed. You see somebody about to get their head chopped off, and their head's chopped off. You don't actually see a lot of the gore that would normally take place in a horror movie. So this one is more about the tale itself and what they're trying to say, as opposed to goring you out in a horror level. I did enjoy the film. I thought there was a lot of creative things to it. One element that I kind of was surprised by, the director also plays the main antagonist in the film, the clown.
Joseph.
And I thought that his energy level was the lowest of all the people that were in the film. Um, Maybe he was exhausted from also directing the whole thing. Maybe that was the point. But he's the clown, and I expected him to be, oh, I'm going to get her, and I'm going to do him, and I'm going to die him. And
Yeah.
instead, it's more like, oh, well, now I got to kill her. And now I got to kill him. He had the lowest energy level of all the characters. In fact, there was one character that was only in it for a couple minutes, and he was just sort of selling this thing. You know, he was definitely getting into it, definitely getting involved. So I do think from that aspect, oddly enough, the director of the film, um, and again, I think he's the one that wanted that character to do that. So maybe that's the way it was supposed to be read. I just think that if you're going to have a clown movie, specifically, the clown should be more animated in my mind. What do you think, John?
Yeah, I agree with you on that front. I thought that the energy level as well, I thought he could have been more, I don't know, more boisterous or clowny or whatnot. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
maybe,
more jesterish.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Maybe,
or more awake because it just seems like there's literally a scene where I'm like, and that's where I actually looked it up. He seemed like he just woke up, and I'm like, this is where you just found out that you've been screwed over, and you're not more animated about it. So I looked it up. I'm like, oh my god, this is actually the guy directing the film.
right.
So I just thought that was the one element that needed to be. I think his direction throughout the film, and he does a lot of the elements. He's not just the director. I
Oh,
mean, he's involved in the whole thing, and it's a
yeah,
beautifully made movie for this budget. Um, I think it's just the acting aspect of it that might be the area where it needed to be a little bit more. Given the clown, if it wasn't
right.
a clown character, maybe I wouldn't have I had that feeling. But I think just because it was a clown, I'm like, okay, this is this is really low key. This is kind of like what was it, Shakes the Clown with
Yeah,
Bob Goldthwait, where he's just depressed and so
right.
it was that mentality.
Yeah.
And again, that might have been what he was shooting for.
Right. I mean, I'm not 100% certain. Maybe it was he was just bored with everything, the character of having to go through. I don't know, but I agree. I think there should have been more emotion to the clown. I think he should have been louder or madder or frustrated. I don't know. He seemed like you said, low energy on that character.
Hmm.
I totally agree with the sets. I mean, they actually, I don't know if you caught it or not, but they filmed a good portion of this in an actual haunted house attraction. That's why
Okay,
the
all
sets
right,
look so damn good. And that's a stroke of
okay.
genius. I've never seen an independent film do that. And I don't know how they did it. I mean,
Yeah,
have
because
a haunted house attraction say, yeah, sure, come on in and film your movie.
no, that's pretty cool. Yeah, yeah. I don't know why you're flickering either. Was
Maybe
I?
I'm getting Joseph is getting his
I was
revenge
gonna.
on me
I was gonna say Joseph's pissed now. Don't go near your television.
here. Yeah. What the way I took this movie, I enjoyed it very much. I thought it was very well done as far as the direction. I had no problems with any of the audio, had no problems with any of the lighting, except for maybe when they had the spider attack. Maybe that could have been a little bit more so, so you could actually see a little bit more of the spider. But I thought he did a great job directing. I took this more as like a storybook, fantasy storybook, something you could almost read in chapters to a younger audience
Yeah, if
as they're going to bed.
Wonderland situation,
Yeah, exactly.
it's yeah. It was like one notch closer to horror from Alice in Wonderland, but still crazy. So it's not a horror movie. Yeah, it's like it's a fantasy film that has some horror elements in it.
Exactly. What's really cool about this is one of the, I don't know if you caught it also, one of the characters in the movie, is voiced by the wizard from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 Dream Warriors.
Oh, really? No, I
Yep.
did not catch that. I didn't catch that.
Yep.
That's awesome.
That was
That's
very
awesome.
cool. So again, Matthew had a micro budget. What was it? Maybe 5,000? I think I seen on IMDb.
It was that little?
Yes, it was a
Okay.
micro budget.
Okay,
I don't
that's
know.
even less than I thought. That's very small.
Yeah,
That is a very small budget. And being able to, yes, secure the haunted house and whatever else he was able to secure to make this thing work.
and the wrestling at the end to actually
Yeah.
be able to film part of his movie during a live wrestling event. I mean, and he's a young guy. He's only like
Yeah.
25 years old.
I think he's got, because when I was watching this, I'm like, this is a guy that if he was given the proper budget,
Yeah.
I think he can make some really killer stuff.
Oh,
I
yes.
really think he can if he's got the budget. And it's kind of like, the Raimi situation where you're like, okay, I need to make these movies here, and then someone's going to notice what I'm capable of and
Right.
hopefully pull me out. I know he's got a couple hundred credits to his name.
260 I seen before
Yeah.
we started filming.
Yeah, so I hope he can break out, because I think as far as the director goes and the ideas that he has in his mind, he can make something big.
Oh, yeah.
He absolutely can. But yeah, that was the only thing and it was kind of like the same issue you had with Elvira. The one character you had an issue with, you didn't know, was the director. Because the director at the last minute filled in, did the voice for the one character, and you're like, I can't understand what this guy is saying. And it just happened to be the director. Excuse me. So, but yeah, I think that was really the only element where I was like, okay, I really feel if we had more emotion out of this character, this whole thing would rise up to another level.
Yes.
But for where it's at, it's extremely impressive. I never would have thought 5,000. I was thinking maybe 60,
Right.
70,000. So
Yeah.
that's incredibly impressive.
Yeah. One of the other things one of the other critiques I would put with this is pacing. I think maybe some of the scenes might have run a little long and could have had some trimming done, which he is going to do from what I understand. I've seen him post on Facebook that there is going to be a shorter version when it hits the convention scene and the film fest. But I think it might have had a little bit of a longer runtime. Some of it could have been trimmed out, I think.
Yeah, and I did notice when we looked at it, it was labeled as extended cut.
Oh, did you?
So,
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the long version. So yeah,
Okay.
there is room to trim, because I thought the same thing. I wouldn't mess with the Christmas thing at all. I thought the Christmas that whole segment was fantastic. I thought that was really, and one of the dollies. I mean, God, the voice was just mwah, just mwah.
Wasn't it amazing?
For transparency's sake,
I think
was
the
gonna
dolly
say-
stole the show.
I think the dolly stole the show. For transparency's sake, we have to mention that John voiced the dolly and may have voiced another character. We're not 100% sure on that, but we know for a fact he voiced a dolly. So
Just one of them.
So congrats. Nice.
Thank you.
And it's
Thank
nice
you.
to be a part of something that, you can go back and rewatch.
We are going to, here on this end, me and Stacy, we are going to do our damnedest to go and see the theatrical premiere. He's got a theater where he is going to play this movie on a 60-foot screen, one of the big screens.
Oh, very nice.
We're going to go and try to see that and be part of that. What's really exciting about it too, not just seeing it on the big screen, is I guess he really goes all out for his movie premieres with raffles and all kinds of fun stuff. The cast will be there. Sounds like a great time. That's going to be May 30th in Euclid, Ohio. I'll have to put in here the exact location. If you're in the area, go check it out. It's only like, I think, $10 to get in. So
No, you definitely go. because when
Yeah.
I've gone to the premieres of mine, I went to one that was, like 11 hours away. And it was one of the best experiences of my life. And I wasn't even in that movie. I was the stand-in. My name was in the credits. So that was awesome. But then I didn't go to the premiere for Friday the 13th Blood Loss. And they did. They had red carpet and the photo, wall. And, they were doing giveaways and all that stuff. And it was such an experience, but it was way too far away. But I still wish I'd gone. So since it's, that close to you, definitely make sure that you can get to it because you'll never forget it. You'll never forget the experience, especially since you're in the thing.
Uh-huh.
So anything else you'd like to mention about the film?
No, I don't think so. Just keep an eye on it. Kids at home, it's going to be hitting the festivals. The festivals.
You're going to fist the festivals.
And it should be available shortly thereafter. I think he's already said that he's got the DVDs or Blu-rays already burned for the perk buyers and getting those shipped out. He does those on his own too.
Wow.
Matthew does everything on his own. If you would watch the credits to one of his movies and see all the different hats that he puts on for his movies, director, writer, producer, actor, editor, music. This guy is, holy crap.
Yeah, no wonder maybe his energy level was a little down because when you're doing that much stuff,
exactly,
it's a lot to take in. So, and we will have it on our new store. We have our Attack of the Spotlight store. Everything that we talk about, well, at least everyone that I can remember, because we've been talking about stuff for a long time.
Yeah,
I've been adding links to in our store. So I will provide a link to that store in the description of this video. Right now, there's almost like 300 different titles that we've discussed. So if there's ever anything that we had on our thing and you're like, what was that movie they were talking about? Instead of having to go through all the different videos and trying to figure it out, just go to the link, check out our store, and it's our basically as seen on TV page. So you can check that out. And that'll give you all those. We've got TV shows, movies, books, the whole thing. And then also on your favorite podcast services, if you don't want to have to look at our faces, you can get all of our reviews on the audio versions on your favorite podcast services. And video, of course, is on YouTube and Facebook. Anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
Yeah, why wouldn't they want to look at our pretty faces? I mean, sex appeal here, man. Come on.
Well, that's the problem because, right, there's some women, right, and they're watching. And we pop on and they're getting a little excited. And then the husband comes in, they're like, oh, so they got to, flip the laptop down. And we don't want any of our female fans to get in trouble, if their blood pressure, it was like, well, why are you sweating so much? I was watching,
watching a workout video, Jane Fonda.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't want them coming after us. It's hard enough for our wives to be able to be in the same room with us so often.
Yeah.
Trust me, that they'll tell us how difficult it is to be in the same room with us.
I think you're going in a different direction here with that, Kyle.
But definitely catch us on any of these things for any upcoming reviews. In our next episode, we're going to review some recent television shows and TV movies, including Vengeance. And what's the other one?
Bang. We got all kinds of things. We got Bang. We got Funny AF. We got all kinds of shit.
So definitely check that out. And we're also going to have an episode coming up very soon about movies that don't have sequels but should. For John Horton, I'm Kyle Pierson. Thank you so much for tuning in to Attack of the Spotlight.